Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a wealthy merchant and his 3 beautiful daughters. The third one, though, was far prettier and wiser than the others, so everyone called her Beauty. On the other hand, her sisters were jealous and mean. They were more interested in spending their father's money. Beauty used to dream about a handsome prince and always thought that one day she would marry the prince and stay in a beautiful palace with him. Everything was happy in Beauty's life, just like her dreams, until one day her fate changed. Due to a terrible storm, her father lost all his ships and all his money. "It's all over, dear. We are no longer wealthy." "Don't worry, father. We'll be fine soon. We will find a way out of it. You are the only wealth I'm happy with." Soon all the servants left the house because of the merchant's poverty. Beauty ran the house while her 2 sisters kept complaining about living in poverty. Beauty always prayed to God to bring back happiness to her father's face. One day the merchant received the news that one of his ships was sailing into the harbor. "I have good news. One of my ships has sailed into the harbor. We shall be poor no more. Right now I have to leave for the harbor. Tell me, what shall I get for each of you? I want new dresses. I want jewelry. And what shall I get for you, my lovely child?" "All I want is your safe return home, father." "So sweet of you, but you must ask for whatever you want, my child." "The scarlet rose. Please get me just one." "Of course, my sweet child." On this happy note, the merchant left for the harbor. As he reached the harbor, he saw the ship was completely isolated and found out that all the crew had run off with the remaining cargo of the ship. Broken-hearted, the merchant started his journey home. Lost in thought, he wandered off the road and into a dense forest. The snow was falling like all the ocean water had turned to snow. The horse was not able to walk in the dense snow, so he let it rest under a tree. In the distance, he saw some bright lights and went towards them. It was a huge, beautiful palace. As he reached it, the gate made of shining gold swung open. It seemed very strange that no snow had fallen in the avenue of orange trees. "Oh, what a beautiful place this is! I must enter the palace and meet the king of this palace." The merchant made his way through the great hall. He waited and looked around to see someone, but after a long wait, no one came. "Hello? Is someone there in the palace?" There was a dining table with a fresh meal of dainty cakes and fruits. "I think I should start eating. Later, I will thank that considerate host, whoever it may be." He lost no time in finishing his meal. After he ate his fill, he went upstairs. He opened the first door and saw a room with a nice, clean bed. "Oh my God, it seems I was due for some good luck." The merchant opened his eyes to a bright new day. He found a new pair of clothes ready for him. He prepared himself and went down to the hall. Breakfast was ready on the table: milk, fresh juices, and bread. He ate to his fill and got up. Hello? Is anybody here? Thank you for your hospitality. You are so generous. I am leaving now. Bye-bye." As he stepped out, he saw as many roses as the eye could see. Oh, the scarlet rose. "Well, I can take this for my beauty." He promptly approached the garden and picked a rose. As soon as he plucked it, there was a loud growling sound behind him. As he turned around, he found himself standing in front of a tall monster with blood-red eyes and teeth and claws sharp as knives. "Who told you to gather my roses? Was it not enough that I sheltered you in my palace? Is this the way you show your gratitude? Your insolence shall not go unpunished." "Spare me, merciful Lord. I thought that the generous master who gave me food and lodging in my time of need wouldn't mind if I took only one of the roses for my daughter." "For your daughter? Well, I have an offer for you then that can save your life." "What is that, my lord?" "I am ready to do anything for you. My 3 daughters must be waiting for me now." "3 daughters, you say? Bring one of your daughters to this palace. I shall keep her, and in exchange, you will be granted your freedom." "I promise, I promise. I'm sure one of them will surely come to you." "Very well. I'll give you one of my fastest stallions and a month to return here with your daughter, if she comes at all. She must come willingly. On no other condition will I have her. If you do not show up after a month, I will come to find you. Leave now and take 1 rose for your daughter." Though he had accepted this proposal initially to save his life, he did not think that any of his daughters would be persuaded to come. The poor merchant went back. The horse rode swiftly and reached the merchant's cottage in no time. His daughters rushed to meet him. "Oh, Daddy, give me my gift. Where is my gift, Daddy?" "How are you, Daddy?" "Daddy, be tired. Here is what you asked me to bring for you, and you don't know what it has cost." He told them about his ships and the beast. "It was your fault. Why would you ask him to bring flowers?" "Yes, if you had asked for something sensible, this would never have happened." "I have indeed caused this misfortune. I will therefore go back with father to keep his promise." "Oh, Beauty, I'm so sorry, dear. I brought you this entire bad fate. As I did the deed, it is only right that I should suffer for it." Beauty was firm in her decision. She encouraged and cheered her father. "Take me home, Beauty. Don't spoil your life." "I have enough courage to face this situation." While they were talking, night fell. To their great surprise, all the forest was illuminated like the entire universe was welcoming her. "Wow, it's amazing." Soon they reached the road of orange trees and saw that the castle was brilliantly lit. When they reached the great hall, they found a splendid fire burning and the table richly spread with a delicious meal. They were very hungry after the long travel, so both started eating the meal. But they had hardly finished their meal when they heard the noise of the beast's footsteps approaching. "Good evening, Beauty." "Good evening, Majesty." "So, have you come willingly?" "Yes." "Will you be staying here when your father goes away?" "Yes." "Go back to your horse. You will find another horse loaded with trunks full of gold for you and the rest of your daughters. Farewell, Beauty. I'll miss you every day, dear." "I will miss you, Daddy." The horse took off and in an instant disappeared in the distance. "Go upstairs and take some rest. Good night." "Good night." Beauty opened the first door and found a beautifully decorated room. She lay down on the bed and instantly fell asleep. When she got up in the morning, she found her dressing table set out with everything she could want. She found her lunch in the great hall. After lunch, she sat down cozily in the corner of a sofa. "Will this horrible beast keep me a prisoner forever? How can I set myself free?" Thinking about this, she fell asleep again. In the evening, she heard the beast coming. "Good evening, Beauty." "Good evening." "Do you love me, Beauty? Will you marry me? Say yes or no without fear." "Oh, no." "Since you will not have me, good night, Beauty." "Good night." She was very glad to find her refusal had not provoked him. Every evening after supper, the beast came to see her, and always, before saying good night, asked her, "Beauty, will you marry me?" And when she said, "Oh, no," he went away quite sad. As time passed by, Beauty was no longer afraid of the beast since he was always kind to her. Living in the palace was so much fun for Beauty. She amused herself in the garden. There were fountains, orange trees, myrtle trees, and birds. Even the beast sometimes played the piano for Beauty and had long chats with her. So everything went on for a long time until at last Beauty began to long for the sight of her father and sisters. Seeing her look very sad, the beast asked her, "What's the matter, dear? You look so sad nowadays." "I long to see my father again. Please let me go only for a week to see him. I promise to come back to you." "Ah, Beauty, is it because you hate me that you want to escape?" "No, it's not that. I do not hate you, and I should be very sorry to leave you. For some time I cannot refuse you anything you ask, even though it should cost me my life. If you do not come in good time, you will find me dead. Oh dear, I'll never let this happen. You are always kind to me. You will not need any chariot to travel. Wear this ring and sleep. Fear nothing, sleep peacefully, and you shall see your father when you wake up. Oh, thank you so much. And when you wish to come back, remove this ring from your finger, and you will find yourself in the palace again. Good night, Beauty. I will miss you a lot. Good night, dear. Thank you for your kindness. Just remember your promise. Yes, yes. As soon as the beast left, Beauty hastened to sleep. The next morning, she found herself in her own house's bed. Her sisters were astonished at her magical appearance. Her mother hugged her tightly and started crying with happiness. Oh, Beauty, I was so worried for you. I missed you very much, dear. I missed you too, Daddy. Beauty told her father about the beast's kindness. After much consideration, he replied, You tell me yourself that the beast loves you dearly and deserves your love and gratitude for his gentleness and kindness. I think you ought to reward him by doing as he wishes, despite his ugliness. A week slipped by, and Beauty forgot all about returning to the castle until one night she dreamed that the beast was lying on the ground, dying. Oh my God! Beauty was so terrified by this dream that very evening she said goodbye to her father and her sisters. As soon as she was in bed, she removed her ring. Then she fell asleep instantly and woke up in the beast's palace in the morning. She rushed to the spot where she had seen the beast dying. The beast was still there and wasn't moving much. Oh my God, is he really dead? It's my fault to leave you alone, dear. But then, looking at him again, she realized he was still breathing. Hastily fetching some water, she sprinkled it over his face, and to her great delight, he began to revive. Oh dear, how you frightened me. I never knew how much I loved you until just now when I feared I was too late to save your life. Can you love such an ugly creature as I am? Yes, I see you have a kind and gentle heart, and that is more than I can ask for in life. Beauty, will you marry me? Yes, I will. As soon as Beauty spoke, the beast was covered in a blinding light and then floated into the air and descended back again as the charming prince. Oh my God, you are the prince of my dreams. I always dream of you. Ah, Beauty, my sweet Beauty, thank you for releasing me from a terrible curse. A witch I killed in battle placed a curse upon me. When she was dying, she cursed me that nobody could ever love me and turned me into a terrible beast. But you have broken the curse with your true love. Oh, I can't believe what is happening now. Am I dreaming? The beast softly pinched her. Ouch! It's not a dream. You are my real prince, my true love. Now we should wait no more. Let's go to your home and prepare your family for our wedding. So she did, and the marriage was celebrated the very next day with the utmost splendor. Finally, kindness overcame beauty. Beauty is not just about having a pretty face. It is about having a pretty mind, a pretty heart, and most importantly, a beautiful soul. Beauty and the prince lived happily ever after.